Have you ever dreamed of setting foot in a pristine tropical paradise where white sandy beaches stretch and curve alongside emerald blue waters? Where coconut palms sway in the breeze and the sound of waves lulls like a soothing melody? If so, Tuvalu is the perfect destination for you. Not only does it possess enchanting natural beauty, but it also harbors unique mysteries. Here you can't use credit cards. Behind that paradise beauty lies a story filled with sadness. This island nation is facing an immense challenge, the risk of complete submersion within the next 50 to 100 years due to climate change. Rising sea levels and coastal erosion threaten to steal Tuvalu's existence. Despite the lurking dangers, Tuvalu still opens its arms to welcome visitors to its country, even though it's the least visited nation in the world. Join me in exploring Tuvalu and the 14 most mysterious things about this country. Number 14. Tuvalu is the least visited country in the world. Nestled amidst the vast ocean, Tuvalu bears a serene and somewhat mysterious beauty. With a total land area of 26 square kilometers, the population of the island nation is only about 11,000 people, mostly concentrated on the main island or capital, Funafuti. There's only one airport on the island with 2 flights per week, from where tourists can visit other islands by ferry. It is dubbed as the least visited country in the world, attracting tourists with its wilderness, unique weaknesses and distinctive culture. With sun-drenched beaches and crystal-clear waters, Tuvalu welcomes about 2,000 tourists each year. Tuvalu consists of over 100 small coral islands scattered across the Pacific Ocean. It possesses stretches of white sandy beaches, emerald blue waters, and dreamy coconut groves. Visitors can immerse themselves in pristine nature and enjoy the fresh air. Locals are renowned for their friendliness and hospitality. Tourists will experience the simple life of the locals, participating in traditional activities such as fishing, canoeing, and enjoying typical dishes. Number 13. The Tuvalu Island nation is sinking and at risk of complete disappearance. According to reporters in New York on May 17, 2024, during a visit to the Pacific Island nation of Tuvalu, United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres warned that Tuvalu is facing an existential threat from rising sea levels. The highest point on this island nation is only about 5 meters above sea level. Thus, amidst the vast ocean, Tuvalu, a small island nation with just over 11,000 people, is facing a bleak future of complete submersion. It is dubbed the first country at risk of disappearing due to climate change, bringing sadness to a unique culture and a warning to humanity. Rising sea levels are the biggest threat to Tuvalu. The highest point is only 4.5 meters above sea level, while the average height is less than 2 meters. Since 1993, sea levels are estimated to have risen about half a centimeter per year. According to a 2011 report by the Australian government, this island is only slightly above average sea level, from 1 to 4 meters, making it extremely vulnerable to flooding and erosion from sea waves. Climate change is causing sea levels to rise faster than expected, threatening to completely submerge Tuvalu within a few decades. In August 2023, NASA's Sea Level Change Group reported that Tuvalu is about 2 meters above sea level, and the surrounding ocean is rising 1.5 times the global average. High tides are predicted to inundate much of the land and vital infrastructure of this country by 2050. In June 2023, The Guardian reported that according to some estimates, high tides could flood 95% of the islands by 2100, rendering them essentially uninhabitable. Worry looms over the lives of Tuvaluans. All aspects of life, economy and culture are affected by this threat. They are forced to relocate to other islands, carrying their cultural identity and memories of their homeland. What do you think about climate change and the impending submergence of Tuvalu? Leave your thoughts below. Number 12. The easiest visa policy in the world. Tuvalu has the freest visa policy in the world, yet no one visits. Anyone from any country can go to Tuvalu without needing a visa, or they can obtain a visa upon arrival. No citizen from any country on the planet needs to apply for a visa to go to Tuvalu. Unlike many other countries, Tuvalu implements a visa-on-arrival policy, creating favorable conditions for tourists to explore the wonders of the country without going through cumbersome paperwork or pre-approval procedures. This open-door policy brings a fresh approach to tourism and cultural exchange, welcoming visitors from all over the world to experience the unique charm and hospitality of Tuvalu. With simple visa procedures, visiting Tuvalu has never been easier. You just need to bring a passport valid for at least 6 months and a round-trip ticket to prove your ability to pay for the trip. Upon arriving at Tuvalu International Airport, you will be granted a visa to stay for 30 days. Number 11. No credit card services and only one bank. If you come here, you need to know that Tuvalu is extremely remote, and you will feel like you are cut off from the world. Among the 8 inhabited islands in Tuvalu, only the capital, Funafuti, has a regular electricity supply. The government only issues leaflet publications instead of any newspapers. Satellite television service is only available with pre-registration, and there is only one radio station. The currency used in Tuvalu is the Australian dollar. When visiting this place, tourists should carry cash as there are no credit card services in this country. They only have one bank, the Tuvalu National Bank, open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Thursdays and from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Fridays. Most of the people in this country live in villages of a few hundred people, where the main occupations are farming and traditional fishing from handmade boats. The locals here love music and dancing, and they also have a passion for sports like volleyball, football, and cricket. Overall, life in Tuvalu, while gradually modernizing, still relies on a strong foundation of tradition, a tradition where unity among people and cultural identity are paramount. What do you think about the life of the people in Tuvalu? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 10. Tuvalu is a peaceful island nation without a military. Famous as a tiny nation in the Pacific Ocean, Tuvalu is also known for one special aspect: it has no military. Instead of investing in weapons and soldiers, Tuvalu chooses to focus on the values of peace and community development. Tuvalu faces no significant security threats, and its people always live in a friendly, hospitable atmosphere. Rather than building an expensive military, the Tuvalu government prioritizes investment in education, healthcare, and other essential areas to improve the quality of life for its people. Tuvalu's domestic security force consists of only 24 police officers equipped with light weapons. They are responsible for maintaining law and order, combating crime, and providing emergency assistance when needed. Additionally, Australia has pledged to ensure security for Tuvalu in the Pacific to respond to military invasions. Although lacking a military, Tuvalu still maintains cooperative defense relations with neighboring countries like Australia and New Zealand. These countries are committed to supporting Tuvalu in case of complex security situations. Tuvalu's choice to have no military is a testament to its desire for peace and development. It serves as an example of how a society can function effectively without resorting to arms or violence. However, the peaceful and optimistic spirit of the Tuvaluan people remains present. They believe in building a bright future for themselves and future generations based on a foundation of peace and cooperation. Number 9. Unusual economy. Facing not only natural disasters but also a relatively struggling economy, Tuvalu has had its challenges. The Development Investment Fund for Tuvalu was established in 1987 but has been paralyzed through several economic crises. However, adversity breeds innovation, and the Tuvalu government has been incredibly creative in seeking revenue sources. Specifically, from 1992 to 2000, Tuvalu leased its memorable 688 phone numbers to businesses providing phone sex services. This business model helped Tuvalu bring in over $1.6 million annually, but it also sparked public protests, prompting the government to cease leasing in 2000. At that time, Finance Minister Lala Mesa declared that the island nation could only sustain itself for a few more years before exhausting its capital. Number 8. Frequent freshwater shortages. Most of the people in Tuvalu are farmers. They typically gather in villages of a few hundred people, tending to gardens and engaging in traditional fishing from handmade boats. Tuvalu's main sources of income come from foreign aid, as well as stamp production and fees for foreign fishing vessels. The United Nations Development Program classifies Tuvalu as a resource-poor country, particularly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. Life on the island is harsh due to the lack of rivers and streams. Rainwater and drilled wells are the sources of fresh water. In fact, in 2011, Tuvalu declared a state of emergency due to water shortages. New Zealand had to intervene to provide fresh water to the country. With swampy soil and saline intrusion, agriculture does not thrive. Instead, people grow coconuts, bananas, and taro. Islanders raise pigs and chickens, and they also fish for seabirds, fish, and seafood for food. Most food goods and fuel must be imported. Pig farms are built outside the airport near the coastline, and farmers come here every morning and evening to feed them. Number 7. Historical kidnappings into slavery. In the late 19th century, Tuvalu, along with many other islands in the Pacific, endured a tragic historical event, the blackbirding trade. Blackbirding involved the abduction of indigenous people for forced labor on plantations in Fiji and Australia. While some volunteered, the majority were either deceived or coerced onto ships by sailors posing as priests. Victims were often tricked or forcibly taken aboard ships, then subjected to cruel treatment and exploitation on distant plantations. Blackbirding had severe consequences for Tuvalu, causing numerous serious repercussions. The most severe consequence was a significant decrease in the island's population due to the large number of young men abducted and taken into forced labor. This led to a shortage of labor for economic and social activities impacting the island's development. Additionally, blackbirding disrupted Tuvalu's traditional social structure. The loss of young men led to the weakening of families and communities. Victims of blackbirding were often severed from their families and culture, resulting in severe psychological and emotional trauma. Furthermore, blackbirding instilled fear and insecurity in the Tuvaluan community. People lived in constant fear of being kidnapped and enslaved, causing them to refrain from leaving their homes or participating in social activities. The blackbirding trade only came to an end around 1872 after the British Pacific Islanders Protection Act finally placed this practice outside the legal realm in response to persistent advocacy by missionaries. What do you think about this historical issue in Tuvalu? Please share your thoughts below. Number 6. Peaceful and beautiful capital. In contrast to the often conflict-ridden world outside, Funafuti, the bustling and most populous capital of Tuvalu, offers a tranquil and peaceful atmosphere. It serves as the administrative center and vital hub of the country, attracting attention for its unique features, different from other capitals around the globe. Funafuti spans only about 400 meters in width, comparable to many other capital cities worldwide. However, this width can significantly narrow in some areas, even down to 20 meters. Nonetheless, Funafuti is incredibly appealing, with its vibrant and bustling city life. The capital features a main road stretching from north to south, taking about 15 minutes to traverse. Along narrow stretches you can see the sea on both sides. The primary mode of transport for locals is motorbikes, and in the evenings the streets gradually become crowded and bustling. When not in use for incoming and outgoing flights to Tuvalu's airstrip located in the capital, Funafuti doubles as a football field or a clothes drying area. Sometimes residents even sleep here during particularly hot weather. Despite its narrow shape, Funafuti serves as a lively hub of cultural, commercial, and administrative activity, where the fast-paced lifestyle unfolds daily. The short distances between locations allow residents and tourists to easily traverse the capital in just a few minutes. The compact nature of Funafuti contributes to community cohesion among the Tuvaluan people. Even the capital exudes a familiar and friendly atmosphere where everyone interacts and supports each other. Number 5. Unique ecosystem and culture of Tuvalu. Tuvalu, a small island nation in the Pacific Ocean, boasts a diverse ecosystem of marine and island environments with numerous rare and precious species. It is home to vibrant coral reefs hosting a variety of fish, corals, and other marine creatures. Tuvalu's islands also provide habitats for many bird species, reptiles, and wildlife. This rich ecosystem plays a crucial role in supporting the livelihoods of local people, providing food, income, and ecotourism opportunities. Visitors to Tuvalu can explore the marine conservation area covering 33 square kilometers of coral reefs, lagoons, and islets off the west coast of Funafuti. This area is home to many fish, corals, algae, and invertebrates. Small islands serve as nesting sites for endangered green sea turtles. The conservation area welcomes tourists for diving, ocean exploration, and camping trips. Equipment rental and guides are available to assist tourists. Ecotourism is a promising economic sector in Tuvalu. Visitors can engage in activities such as snorkeling, coral viewing, kayaking, birdwatching, and exploring historical sites. Additionally, Tuvalu boasts a unique culture, blending Polynesian traditions with British colonial influences. Tuvaluans preserve their traditional culture through dances like Ogre for women and Fucking for men, set to Fatal music. These dances are performed at community events, celebrations, weddings, and festivals. Traditional performance attire includes tatiti dresses, floral garlands, wristbands, and colorful necklaces. English is widely used alongside the native Tuvaluan language. Tuvaluans are known for their hospitality and friendliness. They warmly welcome visitors to their country and share their unique culture. However, tourism in Tuvalu may face some challenges due to limited internet connectivity. Nevertheless, visitors can take the opportunity to experience local culture, connect with the community, and explore the unique beauty of this country. Number 4. History of Tuvalu. Tuvalu's history has much archaeological evidence showing that humans have inhabited these islands for thousands of years. It is likely that brave Polynesian voyagers, guided by stars and ocean currents, settled sporadically on these islands like precious pearls across the vast Pacific Ocean, bringing their customs and knowledge. These seafarers established a unique culture, blending Polynesian traditions with the realities of life on remote coral islands. In the 16th century, European explorers set foot on these pristine shores, sparking tales of a distant paradise. However, by the late 19th century, Tuvalu fell into the whirlwind of colonialism, becoming part of the British Empire. At this time, the archipelago was known as the Ellis Islands, later merging into the Gilbert and Ellis Islands colony. Despite colonial rule, the people of Tuvalu maintained their distinct identity and traditions. The dawn of the 20th century brought new challenges and changes as the islands were swept into global conflicts and economic upheavals. However, through all these upheavals, the people of Tuvalu demonstrated extraordinary resilience and community cohesion, rooted in deep connections to the land and sea. In 1978, Tuvalu gained independence, reclaiming its name and embarking on the path to self-determination. Since then, the nation has overcome many modern challenges while striving to preserve its rich cultural heritage and fragile ecosystem. Today, Tuvalu stands as a beacon of resilience in the face of environmental threats, such as rising sea levels and climate change. Number 3. Tuvalu plans for population resettlement. Due to coastal erosion spreading across 2 of the country's 9 islands, this nation has proposed relocating the entire country to New Zealand or Fiji. However, Australia has announced protection for this nation from climate change. Australia will allow 280 migrants from Tuvalu each year, boosting remittance flows back to the 11,000 population island nation threatened by rising sea levels due to climate change. Funds will also be provided for land reclamation in Tuvalu to expand the land area in the capital, Funafuti, by about 6%. Another commitment made by the 2 countries is that Tuvaluan citizens will be allowed to live, study, and work in Australia, gaining access to education, healthcare, and income support for families. What do you think about this? Please comment below. Number 2. The island nation, dubbed the world's narrowest. Tuvalu is dubbed one of the smallest and most isolated countries in the world, and it is precisely because of its isolation that this nation has become one of the most visited destinations in the Pacific. The narrowness of Tuvalu is a defining feature of the country. It has an average width of only 1.8 kilometers, with the widest point being only 5 kilometers. This unusual narrowness is a result of its location on low-lying coral islands where land is surrounded by vast ocean expanses. Tuvalu's geography lends it a unique and unspoiled charm, with pristine sandy beaches, crystal-clear turquoise waters, and lush tropical vegetation. The country offers spectacular natural beauty as a peaceful and uncommercial island nation, replete with beautiful attractions like coral islands and picturesque lagoons, along with unique cultural customs. However, the limited land area poses challenges for Tuvalu's urban development and population growth. With limited space, densely populated areas face challenges such as housing shortages, limited infrastructure, and restricted economic opportunities. The narrow land area of this country requires careful planning and sustainable resource management to ensure the welfare and livelihoods of its people. Moreover, Tuvalu's narrowness presents challenges for commerce and transportation logistics. The lack of extensive road networks and reliance on maritime transport has limited connectivity between islands and the outside world. This nation heavily relies on imports, making it vulnerable to supply chain disruptions. Number 1. Tuvalu, creating a digital nation. Tuvalu is planning to create a version of itself in the metaverse as a move to safeguard the nation's heritage from threats posed by climate change and rising sea levels. If successful, this project would make Tuvalu the world's first digitally replicated nation in the metaverse. The metaverse represents a developing future where virtual reality could become a part of everyday life. The commonality across virtual world projects is that people can interact and roleplay, seamlessly transitioning from one virtual world to another, as easily as moving from one room to another in the real world. Under the plan, Tuvalu will recreate its smallest island, the first one to disappear due to rising sea levels, in the metaverse, incorporating natural landscapes, landmarks, and cultural destinations. Each citizen will have a three-dimensional avatar representation, accessing the metaverse to revisit the old island, converse with each other in the native language, and preserve customs and traditions. Though by then they may have had to migrate somewhere to use a computer and access the internet. So we've explored the 15 quirkiest things about Tuvalu, the least visited country in the world. What do you think about Tuvalu? Would you like to visit before it disappears entirely? Remember to comment and share your thoughts with me. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest videos. See you in the next video.